KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
KUAM News, winner of the 2022 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Culture Club.
KUAM News Hotspot is brought to you by
Pacific Points, Do More, Get More, and Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
All right, everybody, we are KUAM, we are in Harmon, and we are coming to you live on YouTube, on KUAM TV8, and on Facebook, half a day to around the world. We got a information-packed show, a lot to tell you, so let's get right to it. Here we go.
The menu, brought to you by King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and Ruby Tuesday Guam, home of the Fresh Garden Bar.
In just a few moments, I'm going to talk to noble gentlemen from the Guam Army National Guard's Recruiting and Retention Battalion. They will be heading up about 100 miles north to Saipan, and we'll find out what they will be doing in their service up there. In Boca Talks, our buddy Jess Rosario from the Boca Box is talking all things keto. We'll tell you how to keep your weight down and your energy up, and we're going to close out with the eye in entertainment. But first, I want to tell you about a rather disturbing crime story, as some people were found in a stolen car with drugs inside. As 34-year-old Jolene Topaznia has been arrested and charged with theft by receiving stolen goods and drug possession. 27-year-old Augusto Akfaji Jr. was charged with unauthorized use of a vehicle. That pair was pulled over on January 22nd with Topaznia driving a Nissan Sentra and unable to provide police with the documents for it. The plates for the car did not match the vehicle, leading police to discover the car was stolen last April. Topaznia allegedly told police she had a meth pipe in her purse, and within the automobile there was another pipe and baggies of the drug in a door panel. Akfaji allegedly said that the drugs belonged to Topaznia, and he bought the car from her recently for $700. Now, while the female told police she only had the car for a week, a person interviewed said she had it for more than a year. Topaznia then allegedly told police she borrowed the car from a friend, giving the name of the owner's car to them. A big story from the mainland now is the president of Ticketmaster's parent company was in the hot seat on Capitol Hill. Members of the Senate Judiciary Committee criticized the company for the botched pre-sale of Taylor Swift's concert tour. Here you go.
We apologize to the fans. We apologize to Ms. Swift.
The president and CFO of Live Nation Entertainment, which owns Ticketmaster, told the Senate Judiciary Committee a cyber attack crashed its website when Taylor Swift concert tickets went on sale.
We were then hit with 3 times the amount of bot traffic that we'd ever experienced.
Outside Tuesday's hearing, Swift fans protested.
No price gouging!
Penny Harrison was one of 3.5 million people trying to buy tickets in November, losing her tickets after spending 9 hours in the online queue.
We're mad. There needs to be a change.
They're joining some lawmakers in demanding more competition, and they're angry over the 2010 merger between Ticketmaster and Live Nation. According to data in a consumer lawsuit, Ticketmaster controls about 70% of the market for concert ticketing and live events. Senator Amy Klobuchar says the company also owns or controls many of the major venues and imposes fees as high as 75% of the cost of the ticket.
This is all a definition of monopoly, because Live Nation is so powerful that it doesn't even need to exert pressure.
Live Nation's CEO argued Ticketmaster has lost market share since the merger. CBS News has learned the company is now the target of a Department of Justice antitrust investigation. Morgan Harper is leading a coalition pressuring the Justice Department to separate Live Nation from Ticketmaster.
They can sue to say, hey, this merger isn't working out and maintaining competition like we thought it would, and so we're going to impose what are called structural remedies to break up the company.
Ticketmaster has denied any anti-competitive practices. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, Washington.
All right, back to regional news now. Our friends in uniform are joining me on the KUAM couch right now. I have Sergeant First Class Joey Cruz and Master Sergeant Jonathan Guzman. They are with the Guam Army National Guard's Recruiting and Retention Battalion. Now, they are going to take a rather short trip, about 100 miles north to Saipan, for some good things like the Adopt a Park, GED Plus program, and much more, continuing the service and the commitment that made both of you enlist. So, gentlemen, first of all, thank you for your service to our island and our nation. And Hafide, welcome to the show.
Hey, Jason. Thanks for having us.
All right, so let's start with the ranking NCO like right now. So Master Sergeant, what is planned on the agenda, and what is the mission when you head up there this weekend?
So we were tasked by our boss, the TAG, to find a park out in Saipan that we wanted to adopt to kind of help island beautification out there, and just to show a force for our support of the CNMI. So the park that we adopted was Joaquin S. Tadella, Community Park. It has a basketball court, there's a youth center there, a tennis court. So we figured that'd be a good place to actually set ourselves up so when we have some of the youth coming out, they can come in and talk to us, possibly get some enlistments out of it as well.
And of course, the pictures you're seeing on your screen now are members of the Guard, obviously both male and female. This is, Sergeant Cruz, I'd like your thoughts on this, but this is a proper, it's not just a detail that you get assigned to and everything like that, because being from Guam and being citizen soldiers and everything like that, this is actually your backyard, and in this case, like we're helping our friends up north too. So I mean, it's all about being, being one big regional family.
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, here on Guam, we adopted Route 16, adopted different parts of the island. So having now warriors or soldiers out in Saipan, giving back to the community, that's really what our organization is about, is community service to island, service to country.
And much like Guam, I mean, Saipan and the entire NMI has such a rich history with the U.S. military, and like and a legacy of service, and so many people from Saipan. You get kids, they get commissioned, or they go straight into the military, just like us.
Oh yeah, I mean the residents of Saipan are just like Guam. They're very patriotic, they're very prideful, and they're happy to serve the Guam Army National Guard.
Now I do want to ask Master Sergeant, your the role that you guys serve is of course recruiting. So how is the level of interest in the military right now when you go up to the CNMI? Because like on Guam, I believe we still have, like as Guamanians, the highest per capita rate of young men and women that enlist in the military. But is it a similar situation up north?
Absolutely. We were really surprised when we went out there, just the support that we've got from like the government, and then just going into the schools, a lot of the kids coming out, their interest in serving in the military. I mean, it takes them out of Saipan and gives them something a little bit extra to do. So it's really good.
I've often wondered, will the NMI one day have like a permanently stationed Guard unit like out there? Because I get friends of mine, like people that have transferred here, and they even ask me, they're like, what military facilities are there, like installations, like up on Saipan, or like in Rota and Tinian and everything like that? Now, do you actually foresee that? I mean, that would be fantastic.
I know there's been talks about it. I know their previous governor, he was really pushing for a CNMI National Guard. Right now, the only thing that's out there is a reserve center. So it'd be great. I mean, if we can expand our force and have more people within the CNMI area, that'd be awesome.
Now, obviously, this is not the first time that the Guam Guard has gone up to like Saipan to do goodwill or just to visit and make recruiting trips and everything. We talked about the level of interest from young men and women in the CNMI. Can you describe like what the relationship has always been every time you guys like go up there and and visit with our brothers and sisters in the Marianas?
Oh yeah. So I mean, I will tell you that the impact that Guam Army National Guard, the Guam National Guard has in Saipan, was they were one of the main efforts when Super Typhoon U2 hit the island. And they had one of the main efforts in basically clearing all the debris. So the relationship that the citizens and residents of Saipan have with our Guam National Guard soldiers and airmen really built a proud interest in wanting to join the Army National Guard. That's all they ever talk about, is their experience when we came. We assisted them in clearing up their island, and they're super excited knowing that they can be a part of that same organization that helped them recover.
Yeah, even though it's only about a 30-minute flight, right, from Guam International Airport. So if you you start over there in Tidsin and you wind up at Saipan International Airport, what, half-hour flight, right? If you are doing drill, right, if you're a guardsman or guardswoman, and you happen to live in the NMI, how do you do your drill? Do you always come down here?
So that is a plan. So right now there's a total of 18 Saipan soldiers that we have that are serving in the Guam Army National Guard. The ones that haven't gone to basic training in EIT yet, there's 4 of them. Those 4 come out to Guam every drill weekend. They do their drill, and then they fly back home. So it's a great way. They get a free trip. You know, we house them, clothe them, feed them, and then they get to go back home. You know, and
3
of course,
square meals a day.
Yep, and they're also making their living. You know, a side income from what they're doing out in Saipan. So they have that extra income to help them. So
let's talk about career opportunities now, because you know every time we're so honored to have the Guard here. You know, we talk about the fact that you know we need to have this constant flow of young men and women that I mean, it's not just a job, right? You know, you have to have the calling, you know, to put on a uniform and to pick up a weapon and say, if someone's threatening us, I want to be the first person up, and you know, like I've got this, right? Yep. What is the message you try and give to young Guamanians and young people in the NMI about like what that means and having that responsibility?
Well, you know, the first thing that we like to do is we like to give them that purpose and direction. You know, a lot of times these young kids, they don't even know what they want in life yet. So us providing that purpose and direction for them and letting them know that they can have a career outside while still serve, you know, their island, their country, part-time. It also gives them that opportunity for them, if they want, to maybe get hired federally, or even now have that opportunity to apply for any full-time federal jobs that the Army National Guard may have for them.
Now, would you agree, John? Because I'm sure, you know, when I was growing up, they always said, you know, for any branch of service, you know, the Navy, Marines, whatever, they say, oh, you know, travel the world, you know, see, not everybody wants to like go all over the globe, and other people would say like, I'd still like to serve, but you know, I want to stay where I'm from.
Right, and that's one of our slogans is live here, serve here. So not only are we in the community as service members, but we're also a part of the community, you know, doing the citizen soldier thing where we're doctors on Monday to Friday, and then on drill weekends we're soldiers. So it plays together really well.
Okay, so in addition to Adopt a Park, right, you guys, tell me about this whole GED Plus program and everything. That sounds fascinating.
So it's did you want to get
no, good, man.
Who's got rank? Who can talk first?
So sometimes you got there.
There you go.
So it's something that it's kind of like a pilot program that we came up with like many years ago. The Guard had a program similar to it, so we decided to go off of that and just try to revive it, because we noticed that there's a lot of folks out in the community that don't have a high school diploma. So to give them that opportunity to get that, and then possibly serve in the National Guard as well. So we partnered with GCC. They've been really great in offering the class and stuff. The first cohort just finished, I want to say at the beginning of this year, and the students from that, I think we had around 14. They should start taking their GED testings, and then once they get their certificates, we'll start the process to get them enlisted.
Excellent. So much like serving in the U.S. military, once you know, prove to yourself that you've attained your education, that opens up, you know, an infinite number of doors for you going forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Final question, right? What does it mean for both of you to be able to put on that uniform, or to wear these, like, you know, Under Armour shirts like right now, and just say like, you know, I'm from Guam, I'm serving Guam, and everything like that? I want to share my experience about what this means.
Well, so for me, the last 22 years, it's been nothing but exciting. You know, it's given me so much opportunity. Before I joined the military, I just worked at the hotel industry. Not a lot to do there, but
a noble pursuit. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It is. But you know, I knew there was something more. And now that I can retire, knowing that I've had all this experience, you know, and walk away, knowing that the Guam Army National Guard gave me all this experience, that now I can go and sell myself out to the community, you know. And just knowing that I was able to provide a service here on Guam for the last 22 years, you know, it's exciting. And when people hear like, you stayed on Guam that long, you didn't want to go anywhere else, I'm like, no, I will do it again if I can, you know.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, we appreciate that, and thank you for your service.
That's the fun part.
Yeah. Santa Rita Pete saying that's the fun part. You know, Santa Rita Pete also, of course, you know, retired guardsman himself. So, Master Sergeant, how about you?
For me, it was more of family legacy. So my dad retired from the Guard as a first sergeant.
First Sergeant Gene Guzman, right?
Correct. Yes. Yeah. And you know, I followed in his footsteps. Believe it or not, it wasn't anything that I wanted to do as far as career choices, but he got me to talk to a recruiter, and I'm here now, you know, and I am so grateful for everything that the National Guard has done for me and my family. And it's funny because now I sell the Guard to our community, and it's so easy, and I'm so passionate about it because of everything that I've experienced from it. And I always say I'm so passionate about my product, and I believe in it so much that I'm selling it to my family. So what I mean by that is my brother also retired. He's a retired sergeant first class. My sister came in. She did a first term of 6 years. And then I enlisted her, and then I enlisted my 2 sons. So I have 2 sons serving in the National Guard alongside
Well done.
me. Yeah. So I aspire.
And you outranked them all too.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that they follow in my footsteps, and they can continue this legacy that my dad started. So
excellent. So I mean, the commitment is obvious, and the passion is there. So we thank the both of you and your families, because of course, it's the wives and kids behind you guys that let you do your jobs too. So we thank all of you for your service. And you know what, Saipan, these gentlemen and their brothers and sisters in arms are coming for you this weekend. They're going to do good things. So make sure, have some apikiki for them. Have the Herman's Bakery. Bring some iced keki back if you guys can.
Got you. Got you.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, please stay tuned. There is more show coming up after this.
How deep do Pizza Hut's roots run in the islands? Through all the decades, we know what you love. Great taste at an even better price. Like our large 3-topping carry-out pizza for just $13.99. You choose your favorite toppings, meat, vegetables, or any combination that totals 3. Our $13.99 large 3-topping pizza. Order online and carry one out today. Only at Pizza Hut, the island's best.
Hey, you want to order some Taco Bell? Two grilled chicken burritos, 2 bold flavors. Order on the app, only at Taco Bell.
I can't make that amount work right now.
Mom,
what is it?
Can I get new basketball shoes?
We'll see.
Can I please have $20 for my field trip?
I don't know. Can I go to my friend's house after school?
Anak, hindi pwede.
We're all trying our best to make ends meet. The governor's child care programs are helping businesses and working families care for Guam's kids. This ad is paid for with funds administered by the Department of Public Health and Social Services. Visit guamchildcare.com to apply today.
The most tempting part of your week is guaranteed to be Subway and Chili's Lunchbox Hours. Tune in Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Breeze 93.9 FM. Catch the greatest hits of your lifetime from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s while you grub on a mouth-watering Subway footlong sandwich or tantalizing flavors you love from Chili's. Your Lunchbox Hours brought to you by Subway and Chili's.
All right, here we are, everybody. We are back, and Jess Rosario is the man with the plan, and we are talking the keto diet. You've probably heard it a cajillion times, maybe in the past 10 years. But what does it really mean, and how can you make this work for you? It's not a trendy thing. This is a lifestyle thing. Jess Rosario is, of course, the proprietor of the Boca Box, and we're going to go now live via the KUAM Zoom room to Jess's place of business. He's down there downtown in Hagåtña. Jess, what have you got for us? Hit me with the keto info.
Hafa, welcome back to the Boca Box. This is the HotSpot on KUAM. My name is Jess Rosario. I am the owner and nutrition professional here at the Boca Box. And let's talk keto. It is January, and a lot of people are on their New Year's resolutions. And because of that, everyone's trying to lose weight and start dieting. And for us here, our keto meal plans are blowing up. But as people are starting to eat keto, I wanted to talk about keto because I want people to kind of understand what it is. Is it good for you? How do you do it? Some of the pitfalls with doing it. And don't get me wrong, I think keto is great. I do keto probably about twice every year for about 3 months at a time. I like it because it's fast, efficient weight loss. It is also a very good way to burn fat, right? Now, I want you to think about why this works. Now, keto or ketosis is the body's natural metabolic process that uses ketones as a way to burn and target fat to use as energy. Now, we take in and we eat carbohydrates, which is our main source of energy. Usually, we do that through eating rice, through eating grains, through eating breads, pastas, whatever. So our body converts those, and it converts the carbohydrates, and we use that as energy throughout the day. But we also have a second source of energy, which is our fat, which is all around our body. But a lot of times we're not able to tap into the fat because we keep supplying our body with carbohydrates. Now, again, ketosis is a natural metabolic process. You have to naturally get your body to do that. You cannot take supplements or exogenous ketones and expect your body to automatically go into ketosis and lose weight. That's not how it works. Think of it this way. Your body is like your house. The main source of energy is GPA, and you have a backup source of energy, which is your generator, and that's going to be our fat. So GPA is carbohydrates, and our backup generator is fat. Now, when we start to cut off GPA or our carbohydrates, then we'll start to tap into the fat that we have in our body. That's kind of the secret of how ketosis works. We have to cut down, not eliminate carbohydrates. We need to restrict the amount of carbohydrates that's coming into our body so that we kind of trick our body to use the fat as energy. Now, once we do that, right, there's a whole discussion on how much carbs do I need to eat. And the thing I think people get too consumed with is, I have to eat under 20 grams of carbs. But 20 grams of carbs is not it's not the go-to number, right? Within your diet, if you're eating a 2,000 calorie diet or a 2,500 calorie diet or whatever it is, the amount of carbohydrates that you should be using and eating is about 5%. That means 75% of that should be more fat-based. Now, I don't like the fact that people get stuck in keto and think, carbs are bad, because they're not. Your body needs carbohydrates, but we need it in a very little amount. Primarily, our calories should be coming from fat, right? And that's through using good oils like this, coconut oil, avocado oil, MCT oils, nuts and seeds. And there are also things called like fat bombs, which we make at the Boca Box, which is more fat-heavy desserts like cheesecakes or donuts, right? That's going to give our body a supply of fats that we can use as energy for our body. Now, the mistake a lot of people tend to do is they'll look at this and be like, I'm going to eat fat and it's going to be good for me, and they'll eat a lot of fat. But keep in mind, no matter what diet that you're on, it always goes back to the amount of calories that you're eating. Your body needs to be in a caloric deficit. So it doesn't matter if you're keto, paleo, low calorie or whatever. If you're over consuming calories, doesn't matter if it comes from fat or carbohydrates, if you're over consuming calories, you're not going to lose weight, right? And if you're on keto and you're not losing the weight that you think you should be losing, it could be, again, you're probably eating way too much fat. Within the macronutrient world, fats contribute to at least 1 gram of fat contributes to 9 calories. So it's very easy, and that's probably the highest calorie count for macronutrients, but it's very easy for us to overconsume calories if we're eating a lot of fat. So just keep that in mind. Now, keto works. Keto is a good dietary technique that we can use as a way for us to drop some weight and to drop fat. But you have to be smart about that, right? If you have any questions, come talk to us at the Boca Box. Sign up for one of our meal plans, and we can talk to you about how it's going to work for you and try to get you to a state where your body kind of understands the process that you're going on. One of the things that people are very apprehensive about when they start going keto is the dreaded keto flu. Now, that happens when you make that switch too soon. So if you are going keto, just be aware of that you need to slowly get into ketosis. Don't go balls to the wall right then and there. Come talk to us, come talk to me, sign up for one of our keto plans here at the Boca Box, and we'll get you on the right path to losing weight, burning fat, and being healthy again. Again, this is Jesse from the Boca Box. I'll see you guys next week.
All right, I continue to hang out here with the 2 sergeants for the Guam Army National Guard, and when we come back, the 3 of us, I'm the only one without 3 up, 3 down. Actually, that's a master sergeant right there, but the unranked one. We are going to talk some more entertainment headlines. It's coming up after this, and the sergeants are actually going to bring you that story. So stay tuned.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
How deep do Pizza Hut's roots run in the islands? Through all the decades, we know what you love. Great taste at an even better price. Like our large 3-topping carry-out pizza for just $13.99. You choose your favorite toppings, meat, vegetables, or any combination that totals 3. Our $13.99 large 3-topping pizza. Order online and carry one out today. Only at Pizza Hut, the island's best.
Hey, you want to order some Taco Bell?
Two grilled chicken burritos, 2 bold flavors. Order on the app, only at Taco Bell.
I can't make that amount work right now.
Mom,
What is it?
can I get new basketball shoes?
We'll see.
Can I please have $20 for my field trip?
I don't know. Can I go to my friend's house after school?
Anak, hindi pwede.
We're all trying our best to make ends meet. The governor's child care programs are helping businesses and working families care for Guam's kids. This ad is paid for with funds administered by the Department of Public Health and Social Services. Visit guamchildcare.com to apply today.
We're living in a new world with new ways of communicating, connecting, and moving through life.
Every day seems to be marked with change, and with all these changes, you need trusted people you can rely on for advice and insights about the things that really matter.
Let Gina and I walk you through everything you need to know about real estate, from buying to selling to renting, and all the details in between.
Join us with Jason Solis every week on House to Home.
House to Home every Tuesday on KUAM News Extra, presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
All right, welcome back. As promised, we still have Master Sergeant Jonathan Guzman and Sergeant First Class Joey Cruz here, and we are going to give them the honor. We are going to be honored by having them read the lead right off the teleprompter right there, Sarge, for our entertainment report.
Okay, so our entertainment report says J-Lo plays a bride again in a new action room con, and Sean Penn's film about Ukraine's president gets international attention. Dan Lieberman has your eye on entertainment.
Organizers of the Berlin International Film Festival say they will pay special tribute to the war in Ukraine and protests in Iran. They picked Sean Penn's documentary portrait about Ukraine's president, Volodymyr Zelensky, to headline this year's event. Penn was in Kyiv working on the film when Russia attacked last February. The festival takes place February 16th, and organizers also rejected any films supported by the Iranian or Russian governments. A documentary about Roberta Flack airs tonight as part of PBS American Masters series. The film chronicles the 4-time Grammy winner from her early years as a piano prodigy through a lifetime of hit songs, many that showcase her commitment to civil rights. The documentary also includes Flack's personal archives of home movies, photos, and unreleased music.
Cheers, everybody!
Jennifer Lopez is getting married again in the new movie Shotgun Wedding. Alongside co-stars Josh Duhamel and Jennifer Coolidge, the destination ceremony goes off the rails when gunmen arrive. It's up to the bride and groom to save their loved ones and prove that together they are a force to be reckoned with.
This is not just romantic comedy chemistry. This is more trusting each other and doing actions and doing stunts and a lot of things that we had to kind of do, but it was like you were perfectly suited for it, and so was I.
Shotgun Wedding premieres Friday on Amazon's Prime Video. That's your eye on entertainment. Dan Lieberman, CBS News, New York.
All right, great job, Sarge. So Master Sergeant Jonathan Guzman has the final line there, so let's scroll up a little bit on the teleprompter because he is going to end the show. There you go. Okay, so we are going to take a break. We're going to give the Master Sergeant time to prep, and then he will end the show right after this.
Properties in the Tropics is your weekly roundup of the hottest properties on Guam. Every Thursday, get a virtual walkthrough of homes, apartments, townhomes, and land available for lease, rent, or sale with a breakdown of the most important info, including cost, features, and of course, location details. Watch it on KUAM News Hotspot at noon on streaming and TV8 or catch the encore at 5 p.m. on TV11. You can also check out each installment on Instagram too. Properties in the Tropics is presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
All right, so the Master Sergeant is basically going to say goodbye because that is all the time we have for the show. Go ahead, Sarge.
All right, and that's our show. Thanks for watching.
Wow. These guys are in uniform and they're really, really good broadcasters, man. I may have to look for a new job. Gentlemen, thank you again. Thank you for your service. All right, great job.
Yeah.
All right, that's our show, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.